Hello everyone, it's Turin here, and today guys I'm here with another Total War Warhammer live battlecast. In this game I'm going to be playing the Vampire account, and I'm going to be facing off against the Empire. So firstly we're going to go with Manfred, get the Raised Dead and Invocation from the Heck, and on top of that we're going to get Fate of Buna against our Cav and you know, like Demogryph Knights and things like that. And I think Spirit Leech might be a useful tool as well. I may not use them all, but still I like to have the little bit of variety there, and I am also going to get the Sword of Unholy Power. So against the Empire, you really have to decide if you want to contest this guy, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to go on the ground and play a little bit safe there. So aside from that, probably get some Graveguard in the front line. We're not going to go with like a full Graveguard line. We're going to go with some Skeletons, because Skeletons are honestly like decent against Empire front line troops. So we're going to get those guys. And on top of that, oh, the mighty Black Coach. Unfortunately, the Black Coach isn't that good against the Empire because they have so many spears and halberds and things like that that it's usually not terribly cost effective. So we're going to get one group of Crypt Horrors. We don't need a ton of AP against the Empire. On top of that, we'll get the Dire Pack and some Blood Knights. We have quite a bit of money to spend here. So maybe some Skeleton Spears just in the back line to help deal with like harass and things like that. Granted, we're going to have a pretty secure back line with the Blood Knights, but still, I like having some spears regardless of the matchup. So a Mortis Engine is tempting to get here because Mortis Engines are just such a powerful unit, and in many ways it like really like makes your opponent like have to focus on that part of your game. So do we want to get it though? I think we're actually just going to go a little bit wider and try something different than what I usually do. So let's go ahead and get the Varix Reavers here. We'll get one more group of Hounds and one group of Bats. So a very, very wild army here, but let's go ahead and see how it works out. Should be a good time for all. Good luck to my opponent, Sir X. I don't know why that name sounds familiar, but for some reason it does. So okay, so Manfred's on the ground. We should be fine. That was my one fear, is that I put him up in the air, which always sucks because, I mean, you can kite people out, but it's still so much micro to have to like run just nonstop. It's so stressful, and like it's so much better to just be able to keep Manfred like with some troops that can protect him. Although there are matchups when you want to be in the air with vampires. I mean, you can go big and do like some sort of like a terror guys type game. Was he typing something to me? Oh, he says, "Good luck, have fun." Cool. Good luck, have fun to you too, man. I better type it just so I don't seem rude. There we go. All right, it's showtime, boys. And we have some, this is actually a good map. Like, I like this this tree line here because regardless of where he sets up, I have a lot of like Shroud. So if he has like a Hammer of the Witches, he may set up an open field here, which probably wouldn't be bad because it would bait me into some heavy duty fire there. So let's go ahead and kind of stagger our formation a little bit, just kind of Skeletons mixed in with the Sternsman and kind of the other Graveguard here. So a bit of a spaghetti line is probably fine against Empire. I think it's one of the matches where you might as well spaghetti because you can just get around their flanks and pressure their handgunners and things like that. So we're gonna give it a whirl. Top of that, let's go ahead and get our spears out here on the sides just to kind of deal with Cav and all that. So for example, if he has like a really strong Cav force, we can just fall back to our spears with our own Cav. So let's get the Crypt Horrors right here. Big Daddy Manfred. Do we want Manfred to be like riding around with the Cav? I think that wouldn't be a bad idea actually. Just give him a little bit of support, and he could use the Fate of Buna to really like help win that battle. So put the Fellbats here. Crypt Horrors should be in Group 1. Varix Reavers should be in Group Dos. We'll put them over here. And the Hounds, do these guys have Vanguard? They do actually. So let's see if we can get like a hiding spot over here or something. So hopefully we, oh, look at that. That's a sweet hiding spot right there. So we probably want to centralize our army a little bit, and let's go right there. Blood Knights and Manfred can be back here, kind of just Netflix and chilling. And we got these guys here and the Bats. All right, cool. Good luck to my opponent. This should be a fun one. Like his army so far. He's got some pretty cool stuff going. So let's get Manny and the boys riding over here. We'll start to advance like so, and let's get the Hounds. We probably want to run the Hounds up and around the back, and then let's just run the Fellbats over there as well. So yeah, Skeletons are going to be good. I mean, granted, Halberds are decent against Graveguard, but against Skeletons, they're not going to do a whole lot. Like, they'll do okay, but they're not really going to reap the benefit of their high melee defense. So he actually opted to go on the ground as well. So pretty cool stuff. Let's get these Hounds up and around the back. He doesn't really have any squishy spots. He has Free Company, which seem to be kind of trendy nowadays for the Empire against Vampire counts. I see them quite a bit. So cool. Varix Reavers should actually be in their own group. I definitely want to be doing some fancy charging with them elsewhere. So let's get these Blood Knights here, and he's actually going in pretty hard in the paint with these demis, like just right up the pipe. So we'll pull Manfred and the boys over here, and we'll send the Varix Reavers out on the far side. So I don't know if there's any great targets for the Hounds yet. Is he just going to charge in here? He might. We will find out soon on this next episode. So let's run over here, try and avoid that to the best of our ability, and just get ready to engage. I mean, we can probably honestly just start like pathing in here. So good, let's get those guys like this, those guys like this, and the Crypt Horrors we probably want to pull back. And let's also push these guys in here, get these guys here, pull these in the back here, and get these Fellbats kind of pushing in on these missiles. So good, everything's engaging relatively to code. Let's go ahead and intercept these guys here, see if we can get some Skeleton Spears and the Crypt Horrors we want on those Demogryph Knights as well. So good, so I think everything's engaged for the most part. Everything's looking smooth and crisp, but we do have these Hounds on the back, so we're just gonna actually run from those guys. Let's get these guys push up around here and get these guys deployed over there, and all right, cool. So let's get the Varix Reavers, get them slamming into the flank on top of those Tattersouls. That'll be a pretty good target. And we probably want to switch to Lore of Vampires. Let's go ahead and summon some zombies while we're kind of scurrying around here. And the Fellbats were just landing on the Sterling's Revenge, just to kind of like do a little something. So we get that summon, which is good, right on top of those relatively high value targets. The Blood Knights, we can go ahead and slam into these guys. And let's go ahead and switch to Death. And can we get a Fate of Bune off? Can we reach them? I think we can. Good. So the Varix Reavers are going to get a really nice slam into there. And on top of that, Manfred, we want to use the... So Fate of Bune gets off, which is great. So let's go ahead and summon some more zombies here. And get these guys like pushed up and around this way. So we don't want them like getting mucked up over there. The Hounds are now in pretty good shape, so a lot of his troops are probably going to start retreating relatively soon. So let's actually get into these Demigryph Knights and see if we can do a little something. We have some spears pushing around. We probably want to use some sort of an invocation in the front line because we are taking a bit of work here. So let's go ahead and pop it right there. Although that might not have been the best choice as it was like the Sternsman, but let's go ahead and push in here. And just to like keep these spears and other units in line, we're going to use some zombies and just allow our units to really like get on top of those guys. Let's pull some spears and Hounds. So good. Hopefully we can finish off these Demigryph Knights. And we have a pretty good like congested situation here. So we're going to pull those guys out here. And yeah, it's going well. Always a good time using Uncle Manny. So just got to keep summoning the zombies. He's mastered the Black Arts. And it looks like the Demigryph Knights are getting worn down pretty hard. So good. We got another zombie summon. Things are looking pretty good. And oh, he actually has 2 groups of demis. So that's what was really punishing my Varix Reavers there. So pretty good stuff. So let's get these Skeleton Spears, have them start pressuring the flank here. And man, it's really hard to tell how this is going, but I think it's going well. I mean, the back line's taking a lot of damage on those Demigryph Knights, and let's go ahead and pop the leadership, and we can use the Red Fury on these, well, not the Skeleton Spearmen. We definitely don't want that. So let's summon some more zombies on top of these Free Company Militia. Let's get these Varix Reavers back online, have them get ready to kind of just pressure the flank, and we do have more spears coming around the back, which is good. So at this point, I'm probably going to save up for a Fate of Bune. Let's push in here and have Manfred fight with these skeletons. And is there any like retreating targets at this point? I think we can actually pressure the far side a little bit better. So, all right, so Manfred's in pretty good shape. We should have enough for another Fate of Bune here in a moment. So we want to target this. Oh, come on, get that Sword of Unholy Power. So it's 1 per 3 right now, which is really nice. So good. So we have enough. So we're going to use it on these Demigryph Knights with Halberds, which is again one of the more high value targets here. So front line's going okay. I mean, he is crumbling us, but you know we do have skeletons and stuff, so it's to be expected. So good. So we get that Fate of Bune. Let's also detach here and just because like we're not getting as much effectiveness, and these guys are relatively isolated. So we're actually going to engage and pull Manfred back there as well. See if we can get a little. Actually, no, he's getting so much like good winds of regeneration here. Let's pull these Cryptors and have them start focusing on this Warrior Priest. And yeah, they shouldn't be wasting their time on those fodder units here. So we do get those Demigryph Knights isolated in the back, which is going to be a really big game changer for us. Let's pull some skeletons around, start pressuring. And the Hounds, is there any good targets? Yeah, let's pull the Hounds up and over into here. Can we get it? Let's just detach them first because I want to pull them back down through the seam here and see if we can do anything. So Manfred does have some more zombie summons, so let's go ahead and shut down the Sterling's Revenge here. And good, we pretty much get like a clean sweep on those guys. So that's a really nice pick for us. So good. So we killed the Demigryph Knights. So let's go ahead and start like slamming down the flanks here, and we're just going to use the Hounds to kind of chase those demis off the battlefield because 6 Demigryph Knights is nothing to sneeze at. They're a pretty darn strong unit. So Manfred getting another summon. We're going to collapse on this flank here. The balance of power is starting to teeter in our favor a little bit, so let's make sure to push all these guys in. Although his Flagellants and other guys are doing quite well for him, but who's his lord here? He just has a general of the Empire. So, but yeah, Manfred's winds of magic regeneration is just insane. I mean, even right now it's 1 per 3 like this late in the game. So good. So the Blood Knights and these other guys are kind of clipping the flanks here. We just got to watch out for the spears. Definitely not a fun time. So as soon as his spears react, like you see they're doing right now, we're just going to pull back. We'll get these Graveguard engaged with those Spearmen and the Cryptors. We probably want to pull those guys back a little bit. Yeah, I think I just save up for like a big invocation from the Hex, so I haven't been using them too much. So we actually do shatter those guys. Great, awesome stuff. So we're going to pull the Hounds back, have them help out with these demis. So what we're doing now is like trying to get these Demigryph Knights like a little overextended. So now that they're kind of like up and forward away from the spears, we can push in there, I think. So let's go ahead and, so what do we need to overcast that? I should have that memorized by now, but I guess we'll just keep saving up here and just fighting the good fight. Warrior Priest in pretty good shape. He actually has only 17 kills. I guess it's nothing to write home about. But yeah, let's get these zombies, path back to these Free Company Militia, and let's get these guys kind of slamming through and see if we can get over there as well. Okay, so do we have enough for an overcasted invocation? We do. So let's go ahead and pop it right here because we have a ton of goodies going on over there. We're going to pull Manfred over here on these Free Company, see if we can kind of shut them down a little bit. And where do we have some other Hounds? So these Hounds, let's pull them up and around and see if we can get them on the Sterling's Revenge. Constantly, like, if he gets even like a few volleys, he can start doing some serious like crumbling action. So we really need to just make sure those guys are put in a can here. So all right, a little bit scary. He's coming in with the Warrior Priest pretty hot, but I think Manfred should be able to handle him, hopefully, especially with that armor-piercing buff. We get the Hounds on the Free Company Militia here, and do we have any like troops that we can use to support? So let's just push through our Knights. Hopefully we can do our thing. And yeah, it looks like everything's starting to rout at that point. So, you know, well played to my opponent. It's a pretty fun little cockfight we had there. A little bit tight on the formation, because we were able to like, you know, really mitigate a lot of the pressure he was able to get with those Bissell troops, just with having the zombie summons and whatnot. And yeah, GG. I think he does have some unbreakable troops from here. Yeah, he probably has some left, but we were able to like isolate those Demogryph Knights and really use the Fate of Una to like take those guys down. That was pretty big in this matchup, I would say. Okay, come on, Manfred, get to business. But man, he is still, yeah, he's depleted. But you see when he was engaged there, it went back up to 1 per 15, which is pretty bonkers. So he actually does still have his Lord here. So let's just push in and do it to it, man. In the wise words of Palpatine, we're going to do it and kill them. So Master of the Black Arts, that puts, man, back up to 1 per 9 this late in the game. That's pretty insane. So okay, so let's get the Varix Reavers and just, we don't want to treat it like it's over. I mean, you never know. So yeah, we'll pull the Blood Knights up and around here, start pressuring, and Manfred can just fight the good fight. So his combat stats are pretty good. I mean, 66 melee attack, 50 melee defense, really not terrible. But I mean, we don't want to trade with this you know, General of the Empire, especially if he has potions. But I'm hoping he'll just start suffering army losses here in a minute. And do we have any hounds? Yes, I think we do. So let's use the hounds to just go feast on the scraps. Not really worth having them like just in this giant blob, you know. But Manfred's fighting a good fight. This guy's getting a little bit low, so we're going to do a rear charge here. We'll do a rear charge here. Give them the glorious death they deserve. And yeah, down they go. The fall of man. But yeah, Manfred's a really good choice, I would say, guys. Granted, I still think Red Duke's decent with like Elsif and whatnot. So yeah, like this is what I'm talking about. Like just sitting here and with Vampire Lords, you need to be careful because if they lose, like a lot of your other troops can go down pretty quickly. So, and he used that potion of foolhardiness, which pretty funny. He could have like gibbed out my Lord with that. But yeah, I think Red Duke's pretty good still. Elsif is quite a strong ability, but the Winds of Magic is with him and just the diversity of having both death and like, and you guys saw I wasn't really hurting for Winds of Magic. But yeah, Manfred's a good choice. Lady Karstein's good. Vlad's still very competitive. I mean, what is it called? Something of beguilement? Yeah, I forget. Whatever. I'm just totally blanking. Had a brutal day at work, but yeah, the beguilement ability that gives the negative melee attack is really, really strong. So looks like we still have some flagellants here. So I think he's typing something. GG, man. It was pretty fun. Quite a battle. We got to see a warrior priest in there. I'm actually eager to see how he did in the breakdown screen there, but I like mixing in skeletons quite a bit. I feel like they're pretty effective at just kind of like mucking up all these like low tier infantry and stuff. So come on. There's 5 flagellants. Finish them. But yes, guys, I am working on the Chaos Guide. The reason it's been delayed a little bit, I actually like had one like kind of finished, but I was like, you know what? I haven't even unlocked Sartorial, like the big bird. I feel like I need to unlock him before I really put out a guide, because like how can you be an authority on Chaos if you don't like know about that Lord? So I'm just trying to like unlock him right now. I'm pretty far in the campaign, but it'll happen soon, guys. So soon, trademark. It's like when Blizzard Entertainment says soon, and it's like 2 years later you get something. But yeah, well played to my opponent, Sir X. Look forward to seeing you again on ladder. Hope you guys enjoyed that Vampire cast, and guys, more content coming soon.